Sideways changed things in a lot of ways, I would think. Can you share what's been different since Sideways?
Well, yeah, it changed everything. I mean, it was, the parts I got were different, and I think people's reaction to me was different, you know? I mean, American Splendor was one thing, but it was a very kind of bizarre character in a lot of ways, as you can see. And this was a more kind of, you know, not standard leading man or something like that, but I think it made people see me differently. The parts got different. And in an interesting way, a lot of the supporting parts got more interesting. You know, I got a kind of wider range of interesting supporting parts. But I think it was that people's attitude towards me changed a little bit.
And I believe that was the end of auditioning.
Yeah, I never had to audition anymore after that.
Right.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing. Sometimes I miss it,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, in a weird way, sometimes I miss it. Because it felt like an important part of the process sometimes. It's gone. Yeah, it's interesting.
So you mentioned kind of real choice supporting roles, and I think one that may have come about because of Sideways would have been the role of Joe Gould, the trainer of boxer gentleman Jim Braddock, played by Russell Crowe during his Depression-era heyday in Ron Howard's Cinderella Man. Comes out the year after Sideways, and this time, I think there was some sort of a delayed reaction to appreciating you for Sideways. Now you win the SAG Award for Cinderella Man. You get the Oscar nomination for Cinderella Man. People are starting to catch up to the party. And I guess I wonder if you can just talk about that role, working with Ron Howard's directing, Russell Crowe at his height, Renee Zellweger. It just goes, that was a big movie.
Yeah, that was a completely different kind of thing. I mean, it was a huge movie. It was humongous, big period piece, period extras and boxing and these crazy scenes and stuff. And I had to sort of learn a lot about boxing. How do I wrap a guy's hands? And I had to do all this stuff. And it was an extraordinary experience. And Russell he is a master of what he does, and he was great to work with. You know, I mean, we played buddies in it, so we became buddies in it. But it was an intense ride. It was a wonderful character, really, really colorful, fun character, sort of different from the Sideways guy completely. You know, he's a really ebullient, can't keep him down, kind of cock of the walk guy. It was really fun to do.
A year after that, there were several roles that you played, but the first one that I want to bring up is a guy named Cleveland Heap, which is quite a name.
Wow, there you go. There's the person that's seen that movie.
This is a doctor who becomes an apartment building superintendent after his wife and children are murdered, who now tries to save a water nymph in M. Night Shyamalan's Lady in the Water.
One person.
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay. It's another guy. No.
Now, this was apparently a story that M. Night Shyamalan had been telling his children as a fairy tale, which must have led to expensive therapy bills. How did he pitch this to you, and what did you make of the role and working with him? He's kind of a character in this business.
He's a character. He sent me I loved his other movies, particularly Unbreakable, which I think is really great. So he sent me the script, and I was like, this is interesting. This is very interesting. And I was excited to do it with him. And he has his own little world there in Philadelphia that you go and enter and you work in. And I always say about him, he is the best host on a set that I've ever. He creates such a wonderful atmosphere, and you just feel so special. And it's like everything is perfect, and everything's clockwork, and he's terrific. It's an eccentric movie. Yep. It definitely is, but I kind of love it. It reaches for stuff. I don't know if it grabs them all the time, but it reaches, and it does some weird stuff, and it really, I think it's kind of a ballsy, weird movie, actually.
Absolutely. So,
cheer for ballsy, weird movies, yeah.
Our next two clips are going to be Paul's first Oscar-nominated performance. This was 18 years ago in Cinderella Man, and then Lady in the Water.
Cool.